Hi there. Welcome to another of my reviews of Tai Lopez's 67 Steps. This is step number 23. This one has great title of Landing Your Plane on the Great Wall and How to Bypass the Obstacles of Life. Something we all want to know, I think. Tai talks about this anecdote that I think is an anecdote from somebody else, Alan Nation perhaps, about his father and being a pilot in the war, and how he learned, when he's up in the plane, and he has to try his first landing, and he's like, well, how do I do that? And the instructor says, you have to make the plane go where you want it to go. It's not going to go by itself. And again, this talks about kind of a little bit like what we talked about in step 22, about making sure you have a straight line. You have to fly as much in that straight line as possible, and you'll get blown off course. Life blows you off course, but you have to correct and move on. And so this one, there's kind of like three parts to this, and how you get that plane to go where you want it to go, and that plane, of course, is your life. One, you have to have the force of will. You have to have a certain amount of faith, not this religious faith, but you have to believe that you will succeed. If you don't believe you're going to succeed, you won't. You need to have that kind of force of will to get you over the times when things aren't going your way. And because you're going to give up if you don't see yourself getting through it. Tai talks a lot about this guy, Louis Zamperini. I read his book. He's got he's subject to this Angelina Jolie movie, Unbroken. And he was downed in the Second World War, and it was in the life raft for 47 days. And he believed he would get through, And most of us hopefully will never go through an extreme experience like that. But even in the ventures that you're doing, you're setting up business, you have to believe you're going to make it. But part of that is picking an end game, a goal that you can have faith in, a realistic one. You can't sustain some kind of blind faith forever. And this, again, goes back to another one about your Eulerian destiny. Hopefully you've picked a goal that's suitable for you. I'm not going to be a ballerina, right? So if that was my goal, it's going to be impossible for me to have faith in the bad times about that. And if you're having a hard time keeping faith, maybe it's because you're working towards the wrong goal. Just saying. So number 2, expect problems. Read history, read biographies, see the problems that other people have had. Expect to get problems. Get some perspective about how serious your problems really are. This goes back to that man on the moon thing. But what you're trying to do for most of us is not saving humanity. Get some perspective, but expect problems. And then step number 3 of all this is to innovate, because when you hit the wall, you're going to have to innovate your way out of the situation. To extend that metaphor, over the wall or under the wall or around the wall, you're going to have to innovate a solution. Don't just try doing the same thing over and over again, smashing your head against the wall, and don't give up. Take a step back, look at things objectively. And again, this is one of the cool things about the 67 steps, is that they do build. Some people say it's a repetition, but nothing wrong with repetition. Trust me, I'm trying to learn Japanese. Repetition is at the heart of learning. So to be able to innovate, you have to have a lot of tools in your tool belt, as Tai likes to say. You have to have knowledge, You have to have read a lot and tried a lot of things. You have to have this, fuel from other sources in there. So, find the problem that's hitting you today, how are you going to solve that? Maybe you need to travel. Maybe you need to talk to somebody, fly to go see somebody. Maybe you need to buy a book or read a book. But you have to break down your problems, into manageable chunks and then work on it. And you'll never get past every obstacle, right? Because then you're dead. The last obstacle that you're going to face is the big one, right? And that is life. And that's all about, again, this loving the grind, getting over these obstacles. That's what life is. So you better learn to love it. And your life's a work in progress, right? So pretty motivating one for me. Even just rereading back my notes here and making this one's a really good one, you know? You're going to hit the wall. It's up to you to get over it or to find people to help you get over it, you know? So, what are the questions? So, do you have a realistic plan that can generate faith, can support faith in the plan? So, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is your ability to generate force of will? You know, you're going to have to learn how to have more strength, inner strength. And what have you lost perspective on? What do you think is more important than it really is, and vice versa? And what books are you going to start reading today to put your life back into perspective and to give you the fuel to get over your obstacles? So that's a pretty motivating one. I have to say, yeah, this one hit home for me. And that's step 23, so we got a long ways to go yet. I hope you're enjoying these. Hope you subscribed. And we'll see you soon for step 24.